little bit behind.
From the blockbuster franchise
They've only done a few of these.
Nobody loves, but everybody likes enough that they won't change the channel when it's on cable. Comes the sequel.
I mean,
that
roughly.
Kinda sounds like a high-speed hand job. Fast 5.
Okay.
They've made 5 of these already?
Already?
Prepare for the biggest hit of this street racing
Now
franchise. Because it got rid of all the street racing. Now it's a heist film on wheels, orchestrated by Vin Diesel, a passable action hero. Who this time must match wits with a far more charismatic action hero.
There we go.
The Rock, who's jacked up on baby oil.
I'll see you soon, Torretto.
Gross.
Together, they'll crank up the nos on all the things you come to expect from a Fast and Furious movie, like gear shifting.
A lot of camera angles on that.
I was kind of counting on. I remember everything about my father.
And overt homoeroticism.
Oh my god. I mean,
to pull off one last job, Tom will need to gather everyone's favorite heist movie stereotypes. The hunky mastermind, the nerd, the Bernie Mac, the guy
the Bernie
who can't
Mac.
speak English, and the guy who's constantly snacking. You're up to steal $100
just nowhere near
million
as good as those movies.
Ever, as they take off their masks during robberies.
Are you crazy?
Go for leisurely strolls while all of Rio's drug gangs are after them. And drag race cop cars they just stole down the middle of the street.
Yep.
Let's do it.
These heroes will stop at nothing to take down a sort of ruthless drug lord.
Sort of.
Destroying poor neighborhoods, destroying rich neighborhoods, killing 22 cops with a giant metal
Who are the bad guys here?
and ultimately leaving Rio in way worse shape than when they found it.
It's a hell of a mess.
Yeah, it is.
So refuel and ride along while these rebels
That was a good scene
break
there.
every law in the book of physics, gravity, weight differential.
But again, way differential. But again, that scene with the train, probably one of the best scenes in the movie, to be honest. I mean, it's one of the best. And the safe. It's pretty cool.
And friction.
Friction.
Buckle up for the 5th film in the franchise. That's technically the 4th, since the events of Fast 3 take place after Fast 6.
Exactly.
Making the 3rd Fast the 6th Fast, possibly the 7th, depending on where Fast 7 ends up in the timeline. Hey, look, car boobs. Starring
Hey.
Mr. Potato Head,
Okay.
Bad Keanu, The Tooth Fairy, Lufa,
Jeez.
Tyrese Witherspoon, Liu Kang,
What?
and these 3 interchangeable tough girls.
Interchangeable.
Fast
Oh my god. No change to the title.
Quarter-mile street race took 60 seconds to finish.
Uh-oh.
Wouldn't that mean they're only driving 15 miles an hour?
Ugh, we get it. You can nitpick movies, but can you do this? Boobs.
Fair enough.
It's like I guess he's got nothing on that one. That was cool. I mean, I like how they're obviously speaking to all the things that don't make sense, almost like a pitch meeting, like in a similar degree, that don't make sense from what happened in this movie, and it's a lot. But it's a fun movie, and it's a good, I think, overall introduction to Dwayne Johnson's Hobbs in the film. I thought it was cool. His intro was really, really dope, actually. And then he's really good in the 6 movie, which there's no 6 honest trailer or pitch meeting. So just, bypass the fact that there's going to be no 6 versus reaction with these videos because they don't exist. So it's just 5 and then 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's kind of how we'll do this. I'm sure that pitch meeting will probably eventually do the other movies. I don't know if honest trailers ever will. Who knows? But that's how we're going to do this. So let's continue with the pitch meeting.
So, you have a new Fast and Furious movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And since we called the 4th movie Fast and Furious, I think it's pretty obvious what we should call this one. I have no idea. Furious 5? What, Furious 5? Why would we call it Furious 5? I don't know, it's stupid. Wait,
Wasn't it originally called that?
How fast things are gonna be. I'm sorry, it was dumb. So what's the title? Fast 5. Oh, okay, so they're not furious anymore? They are gonna be furious, but we're not gonna spoil that that in the title. What are you talking about? I think I'm just confused. Anyway, so at the beginning of this movie,
makes no
Dominic
sense.
Toretto is being transported on a prison bus, right? Oh yeah, he murdered someone or something. Oh yeah, he
like
did
the
a
end of
bunch
the
of
fourth
stuff. He
movie.
crushed a guy with a car in the last movie. Anyway,
right.
his friends come to break him free. How did they manage that? By making the prison bus crash and flip like 20 times. Oh my God, wouldn't that kill him and a bunch of people on the bus? You'd think so, but actually no. Oh, I am completely satisfied with that explanation. Great.
Yeah,
So anyway,
that's
later
literally how
the
it
team
goes.
is all split up and on the run, and Brian and Mia, they head to Rio. What did they get up to down there? Well, they meet up with Vince, remember, from the first movie? He's from the first movie.
It didn't really have much of an impact because I didn't like him in the first movie. So I was like, okay, this is happening, whatever.
He is, yeah, and so he lives down in Rio with his wife and his baby. Okay. And Mia holds the baby, but then she has to run to the bathroom to puke. Yeah, well, babies are pretty gross. Yeah, that's probably part of it. But also, she's pregnant. Oh, she is? She's with child and stuff. So anyway, Vince then invites them on a job so they can get some money, because they don't have any money. And what's the job? They need to steal some cars off a moving train, and these things were seized by the DEA. Oh, boy. Yeah, and then Dominic Toretto shows up, too. He's there now. How did he hear about the job? Unclear. But then the bad guys, they really want this one specific car from the train, so the good guys, they get suspicious and they don't let them take it. What do they care if the bad guys that hired them want a specific car? I don't know, but they freaking do care, so the movie can happen. And so what do the bad guys want with this car? Well, later we're gonna find out that the car's radio has a computer chip in it. Okay. And this thing has the delivery schedule of a bad guy named Reyes, and this guy, he runs Rio. So how come this Reyes guy didn't hire somebody to just steal a car radio instead of several cars and messing up an entire train? Yeah, that would make a lot more sense for sure, but then where do the explosions come from? Well, there won't be any explosions, so why would we put that in the movie?
Where do they come
I see
from?
what you're saying. So anyway, Dom has to fight some guys, and he throws one of them off the train, and he hits a bridge at a super high speed. Oh, heck yeah, kill that guy, Dominic Toretto, take his life. Yeah. Darkness forever for that guy. His family's gonna have to mourn him. I guess they will, yeah. Would you say that the guy that Dom kills was close with his family? You know, I didn't give that much thought. Maybe he was. Did this guy have any kids? I don't know. So in a situation like this, who notifies the kids that Dominic Toretto threw their dad off a train? Does the criminal organization help with funeral costs, or is that just on the family? Okay, you're really reading into this guy's death a lot, sir. It's just a very fun, quick, simple killing, and then we move on. Oh, okay. You know.
I mean, you gotta think though, with Fast 10 being made based off the story of this movie, certain deaths did mean something because it continued on in the future movie. So I mean, you know, he's asking some good questions. I think, producer guy, I'm with him.
There are going to be a lot of these in the movie. We can't stop and do a deep dive on every person
Not
Dom
everyone.
kills. You know, it's fun and they're dead and we move on. And it was a great time. That's fair. Anyway, then
Fun
the bad guys
and
kill a
dead.
couple of DEA agents and the good guys get blamed for it. And then Brian and Dom have to jump off a massive cliff like from a height that would kill literally anyone. Oh my God, are they okay? What do you think? I feel like they're probably okay. They are okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
So anyway, that bad guy Reyes, he captures them and he ties them up with chains and handcuffs. Oh boy, it's gonna be tough to get out of that situation. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh really? Izzy Reyes takes off and he just leaves two incompetent henchmen to kill them, so they just break out of their chains and take them down easily. Oh man,
Literally
bad guys
break out
hate
the
sticking
chains.
around to see if the people they want dead are actually dead. They certainly do. So anyway, Dom and Brian, they decide they want to steal $100 million from this guy. Oh, yeah, sure, why not? That's going to be the plot of the movie, I decided. It's going to be like Ocean's 11, but if everybody was less charming and George Clooney fell in a vat of testosterone. I like the sound of that. But there's a badass American agent named Luke Hobbs, and he's tracking their every movement.
Right.
He's relentless.
Walking
and
just
what's
like
his deal?
that.
Oh, he's a real tough guy. He's bossing around the Brazilian police and stuff. Why would he be allowed to do that? Oh, well, he's got some muscles, and they're very big ones. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. And he hires this local cop, Elena, because her husband was murdered, so he figures she can't be corrupt. I guess that makes sense. So anyway, because this is Creatine Ocean's 11, they need to assemble a crew. So who's on the crew? Oh, we've got people from the other movies, sir. We're talking Roman, Tej, Giselle, Han. Wouldn't this Hobbs guy be keeping tabs on former associates suddenly entering the country? Apparently not. Well, okay then. So Reyes is keeping all his money in a 10-ton safe inside a crooked police station. Oh man, so what does the crew do? Well, they're gonna get an identical safe so they could practice opening it up.
That's
How
right.
do they manage that without raising any flags? Well, one of them says something about having another life before meeting everyone, so... Oh, a very vague explanation. Yeah. So how do they
But it
intend to
works.
break into
Why
this
not?
thing? Well, it turns out that Tej is an expert on safes. He knows everything about them. What? Since when? Well, he's like, I had a life before I met you guys, you know? Well, thank God all these people
Everybody's
have mysterious
doing that.
pasts that directly involve hyper-specific heist-related skill sets. Yeah, and so they realize that the police have these super fast cameras, and they're gonna have to drive really fast to avoid being seen by them. Okay, so they need to get their hands on a super fast car, so they go to an illegal underground street
That's
race.
right.
Wouldn't the crime guy that runs Rio have a bunch of people there? Apparently not, no. Very weird. Well, at least we're gonna have a cool underground race scene, you know, get back to our roots. No, we're not gonna show the race. We're just gonna cut to after the
We're not
race.
gonna show
we gotta
it.
keep things moving here. There's no time to waste. Okay. So then they're gonna spend like 30
Getting
minutes
far
of
away
screen
from what
time driving
made this
around in a
franchise what it
circle,
is.
You know, doing tests, try to outrun the camera. Well, yeah, if they're gonna have to do that in the movie's climax, I guess they're gonna have to practice. Well, actually, no, they're not. Because at a certain point, they're like, hey, maybe we should steal some cop cars, you know? That won't raise any red flags on the security cameras. So that like 30 minutes of screen time where they're doing tests, that was just completely unnecessary. Like maybe we could have showed that underground street race.
Completely.
Well, they're gonna race each other in the cop cars just for
Of
fun.
course.
Well, with the American agents and Brazilian police and a bunch of criminals looking for them, yeah, they feel like having some fun. So
Oh
they,
my God.
you know, risk everything. Very fun. So then
For a
later they're
race.
about to go on the heist, but then Hobbs
that's
and his
more
guys
on
show
the
up and
story
they stop
as it
them.
should
So
be.
both the testing and the cop cars led to nothing. Pretty much, sir. I'm just kind of filling time with vague car things.
Yes, there we go.
Vague car things are tight. So then they're gonna get ambushed by the criminals, and Hobbs's men are gonna die, and Vince is gonna get killed. Oh no, he was from the first movie. And since Dom saves Hobbs's life, him and Elena, they decide to join the crew and, you know, kill a bunch of Brazilian cops. Oh my God. Yeah, so they just rip the 10-ton safe right out of the police station. And then they drive it around and whip it around like it's a frickin' mace and crush a bunch of cops and properties and stuff. So does this count as terrorism,
probably
or is
people.
that something different? I don't know, but anyway, they managed to kill the bad
don't
guy
know.
in the end. Wow.
That's all that
And Hobbs
matters,
is like,
right?
all right, I'm gonna give you guys a 24-hour head start, but then I'm coming after you, and also I'm keeping the safe. Okay. But then it turns out they actually swapped the safe in the middle of the heist, so they get to keep all the money. When did they coordinate that? Wasn't Hobbs with them as they planned this new version of the heist? Unclear, but they managed to pull it off, and everybody's happy, and everything went great.
That part they
Friend
didn't
Vince
talk about.
died. He had a baby at home. Just a happy ending all around. Tej opens up a garage, so that's fun for him. He starts a business that's going to be
That's
very
right.
easy for Hobbs to track. Everything just worked out for the good guys. So what do you think? Well, it sounds insane. But
Very
maybe that's
easy.
the direction we need to take this franchise moving forward. I certainly think so, yeah. Any ideas of who to cast as this new Hobbs guy? Well, he has to be big enough to be threatening to Dom, right? So I figure somebody that looks like, you know, if Vin Diesel ate one of the mushrooms from Super Mario, I know just who to get.
And then, of course, they didn't have a great relationship. I mean, they clearly have gotten over that based on Fast 10 or Fast X. They've gotten over it a little bit, but there was some strife there. So yeah, we're gonna do these in a weird way. I mean, just weird as far as how they release these. So we got 5 that we just did here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Comment below your thoughts as far as the movie itself, but also which one was more funny to you, the pitch meeting or the honest trailer. Pitch Me, I think, wins this one. Both were good. Both were doing similar types of plot hole revealing, which I liked. And then honest trailer had the cinnamon scissors guy, so that was cool too. But yeah, we're gonna do 5, and then there's no 6 from either party here, honest trailers or pitch meeting. So we got 5, we'll do 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So that's how we'll do these. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I think pitch meeting wins it for me, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll put a poll out as well, because I haven't done one in a while, so why not? But again, thanks for watching with me. Thanks for laughing with me. I appreciate you guys. If you like what you saw here as far as this reaction or these videos, like the video, subscribe to both of these channels as far as pitch meetings. Also Ryan George, let's just plug him in there. And and Screen Junkies for the honest trailers as well. I do check out some of those from time to time by themselves, but mostly through the versus reactions. So it's kind of how we're going about this. But then also, if you want to see more on this channel, hit that subscribe button down below. It's free. I really appreciate it. Helps out the channel in a big, big way. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.